After months of conducting independent research, Jersey City Ward Councilman James Solomon revealed the details behind what he's calling a rent control crisis downtown.
How did we do this analysis? What did we do? First thing is we didn't have a list of rent-controlled units. It doesn't exist, a comprehensive list of every building and every unit covered in Ward E. So we did an analysis of a state database, and we came up with a number. It could be wrong on a little rough, margin of error, but it's 120 buildings, 1,151 units. That makes it the largest source of affordable housing in downtown Jersey City. The biggest, which means it's the one that in some ways should have our greatest focus and the greatest effort. Tenants are unaware that they live in rent control. Over 50% did not know that their unit. So you can imagine kind of the curiosity of having your councilman knock on your door on a Sunday afternoon and say, hey, do you know you live in rent control? And this tenant has been here, 3 years, no idea. Third, flagrant and frequent violation of the rules. Significant rules, many rules. So one, landlords must provide tenants with a rental statement that details the previous tenant's rent as well as their rights under the rent control ordinance. 90% of tenants we spoke to reported not receiving that statement. That is a crucial check against illegal rent increases. 20% of the residents have been moved in the last year. Greater than 50% of our residents have not lived here for about 5 years. So we're seeing mass turnover, and you shouldn't expect that. This is one of the most valuable commodities that you can have in Jersey City. And so we started to ask why. You'll see here a picture on the right, a set of conditions in one of the rent-controlled units in downtown. Right? Landlords intentionally not fixing significant building violations to try to push tenants out. And what you'll see on the slide that Sarah's going to show you after that, right, is the results. So that looks at tenancy in a unit, I believe, in 2015, and then a few years later. And what you'll see is almost the entire building turned over.
As far as analyzing rent rolls, bending the vacancy loopholes, all these 8 points, how much of this action is actually going to come from the council as far as you can tell right now?
So there is significant council action. It's a two-front work, right? Administration has to aggressively enforce what's on the books, but the council has to work. So we have the 2 loopholes I mentioned. The vacancy loophole, or if a landlord pushes you out, either legally or illegally, they can then renovate their unit in this sort of gray area where there's no oversight from the city. And we have the demolition loophole, where they can permanently eliminate affordable units in downtown. Those can both be closed legislatively. So I think we're going to work very quickly as a unified council to try to make those changes.
I'm John Heides with the Hudson County View, the eye of the community.